Ever wondered how much of what you think you know about the Marvel Cinematic Universe is actually true? From comic book origins to character strengths, uh, a lot gets lost in translation when bringing these stories to the big screen. And let's dive in and uncover some of the biggest misconceptions. Uh, Marvel is everywhere, isn't it? Um, from blockbuster movies to streaming series. Um, it's become a global language. It's whether you're quoting Tony Stark or debating the multiverse, Marvel has likely touched your screen, and it started as a comic book publisher. And now it's one of the most dominant entertainment ecosystems on the planet. And there's a common idea that the MCU is the panel for panel recreation of the comics, but that's not quite the case. The movies borrow characters and aesthetics, but they heavily diverge. Um, Civil War in the comics is about superhero registration, while the MCU version focuses on government oversight. And the Wanda's origin stories also motivations different. And, Thanos' motivations aren't quite the same. It this creative flexibility makes the MCU more accessible. It's not about strict adaptation, uh, but about building a cinematic arc that, in the characters like Ultron and the Mandarin are vastly different from their comic book counterparts. Uh, it's about what works for the story being told. Concept. Captain Marvel is often touted as the strongest Avenger. Uh, she's certainly powerful, flying through spaceships and absorbing cosmic energy. But strength isn't just physical expense. Thor has battled the Hulk, and Wanda nearly dismantled Thanos, which is why they cared about the conservation. And so the strongest Avenger is more situational than absolute. um, but fan service often gets a bad rap labeled as pandering and lazy writing. But it's something that service is the no between is the time. But when done right, it's a reward. Think of Cap lifting Mjolnir or Matt Murdock catching a brick. And these moments land because they're built on years of character development and audience investment. The MCU understands its audience and knows how to balance nostalgia with momentum. While excessive fan service can derail a story, Marvel usually uses it to deepen the experience. So embrace the cameos and Easter eggs. Many believe the Hulk is indestructible, dechotic Impalo, and then living. He shrugs off bullets and takes on gods, leading to the assumption he's immortal. But that's not entirely true. In the comics, Hulk has died multiple times, and even in the MCU, Bruce Banner admits he once tried to end his life. With many, the Hulk isn't invincible, just incredibly resilient. cosmic level threats, reality working powers, and certain diseases have all proven fatal to him in alternate timelines. So don't underestimate his vulnerabilities. Vibranium is often hailed as the miracle metal of the MCU, powering Captain America's shield and Wakanda's tech. But in the comics, adamantium holds the title of strongest metal. It's virtually indestructible, unlike vibranium, which absorbs and dispenses energy. The MCU simplified things by focusing on vibranium, partly because adamantium was off limits due to licensing issues until recently. Now that the X-Men are part of the MCU, we may see adamantium play a larger role. And first glance, the MCU timeline seems straightforward but once you dig in, it becomes a confusing maze of time jumps and multiversal chaos. Endgame fractured the timeline, and Loki introduced the TVA and the sacred timeline. The MCU timeline has become increasingly complex with movies like Black Widow released out of chronological order. Marvel even released an official timeline book to help fans make sense of it all. So buckle up and prepare for some paradoxes. It's easy to assume Marvel Studios owns all of its characters, but for years, iconic heroes were scattered across different studios due to licensing deals. Sony still holds the rights to Spider-Man, and Universal retains distribution rights to Hulk films. Um, Disney's acquisition of Fox in 2019 brought the X-Men and Fantastic Four into the MCU. Now that mutants are being folded in, the puzzle is finally starting to come together. But it's been a long time in the making. If you provide any... So there you have it. Some common Marvel myths busted. It's a vast and complex universe. And even the most dedicated fans can get things wrong. But that's part of the fun, right? And with that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.